He must increase, I must decrease. Those are the words of John the Baptist. I know his feast day was June 24th, but those words continue to come up as I'm talking with students. Also, Jesus continues to challenge us in the Gospels to put our faith into action. If you remember Father Gary's homily about how our actions are the fullest expression of what we believe. And during this pandemic, I continue to see people taking action, working on the front lines in hospitals, in grocery stores. More and more people are helping with food outreach as people become more in need. I'm especially proud of our students who are taking a special interest in their grandparents, mowing their yards, grocery shopping, dropping off prescriptions, or just stopping by for a social distant visit. It's as if their belief is that it is community-minded, other-focused, an outpouring of Christ's love is what is important. There are others that exercise their right not to wear a mask or to social distance. And that action seems to reflect a belief that I must increase, Christ must decrease. So what gives me energy is what I choose to focus on. In this other pandemic of racial injustice, I continue to focus on those taking action, continuing the nonviolent protests, writing legislators to increase awareness of the systemic racism. Here in St. Louis, writing legislators to end the workhouse. But also in prayer, students are continuing to participate in prayer that increases our awareness of the racial injustice. Elena Mickles has continued a 52-day novena. So just as John the Baptist has prepared others for the coming of Jesus, I think this first pandemic of COVID-19 has done the same. It's caused us to stop and pause, reflect inward on what is really important, what is essential, who is essential. And it allows us to confront our own biases and distorted thinking. As a white woman of privilege, I have been eternally grateful over the years for trusted friends that have questioned my own biases or assumptions, challenged my distorted thinking. And it didn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. The embarrassment or awkwardness or humiliation doesn't feel good. Wearing a mask doesn't feel good. But when we choose to sacrifice just a little, we experience an enormous amount of freedom and peace. Because just as our brothers and sisters have been enslaved by systemic racism, I too am enslaved by my own biases and assumptions. So that is why I'm eternally grateful for those friends, colleagues that challenge me and have challenged me. Because the paradox in John's words, I must decrease, Christ must increase, is that when we decrease, we actually increase, because we increase our oneness with Christ, and our ability to love becomes much deeper and much more expansive. It's a love that lasts. It also helps us to look with wonder and awe when we watch the NASCAR pregame activities and watch the crew members and the drivers walk in solidarity with Bubba Wallace in his number 443 Chevrolet. They walk with him to the front of the grid. So, when you are watching news or social media, visiting with your friends, let's challenge ourselves to reframe the negative into ways that Christ can increase.